When I walk past the 2025 Mazdas on the lot, they look the part, but I can't shake the feeling that something's off. A couple of these models feel ready to take on anything, and a couple make me wonder if Mazda's about to hand its rivals an easy win. Hello everyone, this is Scott from CarlandTV. It's time to hop in the front seat because today, we're talking about a problem in Mazda's 2025 lineup that's been hiding in plain sight, and once you spot it, you won't forget it. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below, the subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now, buckle up, and let's get back to the video. The big problem in 2025, I happened to pass by a Mazda lot this year, and honestly, it felt like I was stepping into two completely different showrooms that somehow got mashed together. On one side, I'm looking at the older gas-first compacts, the CX-5, CX-30, and the non-hybrid CX-50, built on that smaller front-drive setup. Then I turn my head and see the new big-body stuff like the CX-70 and CX-90, sitting on a rear-drive platform with the inline 6-mild hybrid. Both sides have their strengths, but when you park them next to each other, you can tell some of these models are targeting the same exact buyers. Here's where I ran into the real snag. If you want a full hybrid in Mazda's crossover lineup without jumping to plug-in prices, you've basically got one option, the CX-50 hybrid at 38 miles per gallon combined. The rest are either straight gas or a pricier PHEV. It's kind of like going to buy a pickup and realizing only one trim comes with four-wheel drive, and it's not the one you had your eye on. That choice changes how you shop, and right now Mazda's setup makes you pick between the shape that works for your life and the mileage that works for your wallet. Fuel economy reality check. Pop the hood on the spec sheets, and you'll see Mazda's fuel economy game in 2025 is a mixed bag. The CX-70 with the 3.3-liter inline 6-mild hybrid, EPA says 25 miles per gallon combined. Step into the CX-70 PHEV, and you'll see a shiny 56 miles per gallon equivalent rating, but that's with a fully charged battery. Once you burn through its roughly 26 miles of EV range, you're right back at 25 mpg on gas. That's not terrible, but it's not exactly shaking up the segment either. Now, the CX-50 hybrid is a whole different story. Using Toyota's proven hybrid setup, it delivers 219 horsepower and 38 miles per gallon combined. That's the one Mazda crossover that really goes toe-to-toe with the likes of the Toyota RAV4 hybrid, which the EPA rates up to 39 miles per gallon combined. Trouble is, outside of that single model, Mazda's efficiency drops off quickly. The CX-5, one of Mazda's best sellers, manages 28 miles per gallon combined with the base 2.5 and only 24 miles per gallon combined with the turbo. Same story with the gas CX-50. It's high 22nd combined if you're lucky. For folks cross-shopping hybrids, that's like walking into a diner where only one thing on the menu is healthy and everything else comes with a side of fries. Great if you want it, but it limits your choices. And that's where the next problem starts to creep in and make things even messier. Overlap. That dilutes the pitch. Spend a little time on a Mazda lot, and you'll start asking yourself why they've got two SUVs practically elbowing each other for space. The CX-5 and CX-50 are both compact crossovers, both roughly the same size, and both chasing buyers who want something fun to drive but still practical. Mazda says the CX-50 is the more rugged, outdoorsy one, while the CX-5 leans towards city comfort. But if you're just looking at them on the lot, it's not obvious. They share a lot of the same engines, sit in a similar price range, and the interior space is close enough that you'd need a tape measure to spot the difference. Then there's the CX-70 and CX-90 situation. The CX-70 is basically a two-row CX-90 built on the same large rear-drive-based platform with nearly identical width, wheelbase, and cargo volume. It's the same recipe, just minus the third row. That means if you want the extra space of a mid-size SUV, you're essentially choosing whether to have two extra seats you might not use. From a shopper's perspective, that's like a shoe store selling two boots in the same size, same color, and same sole. Only one has slightly different laces. Sure, some folks will have a preference, but for the average buyer, it just muddies the decision. And when the competition offers one clear option per segment, Mazda's double-up strategy risks losing customers who don't want to spend their weekend sorting out the fine print. Next up, we'll dig into whether the pricing makes any of this overlap worth it. Pricing versus what you get. Check the sticker on Mazda's 2025 midsize SUVs, and you'll see numbers that make you stop and think. The CX-70 starts at about $40,500, which sounds fair for a rear-drive platform with an inline 6-mild hybrid. But slide over to a Toyota Crown Signia hybrid, and you're in the same price neighborhood. It's about low to mid $40,000, while pulling 38 miles per gallon combined and tapping into Toyota's long-game hybrid reliability. That's the kind of math shoppers do standing right there in the lot. The CX-70 PHEV pushes into the mid-$50 Kelvin range, and while you get that 56 miles per gallon equivalent rating and a bit over 26 miles of EV range, once the juice runs out, you're still seeing 25 mpg combined. In that bracket, you're competing with plug-in rivals that stretch range further or offer better gas mileage once the battery's done. Now drop down to the compact segment. The CX-50 Hybrid comes in at $33,970, delivering 219 horsepower and 38 miles per gallon combined. That's a solid deal. But the gas-only CX-50 and CX-5 aren't far behind in price while delivering high 22nd miles per gallon at best. That's like paying almost the same for a pair of boots but getting less tread life. Mazda's pricing isn't bad. The problem is how it stacks against what else you can get for the same cash. And that's why, if you're shopping smart, safety specs become the next big tiebreaker. Safety is strong. Credit where it's due. Mazda's got safety locked down for 2025. IIHS has been handing out top Safety Pick Plus awards to this lineup like they're raffle tickets, and it's not just for one or two Halo models. The CX-70, CX-70 PHEV, CX-90, and CX-90 PHEV all landed the TSP Plus badge. Drop a size, and you'll see the same honors for the CX-30, CX-50, and the Mazda 3 sedan and hatch. That means, on paper, you could close your eyes, throw a dart at the Mazda SUV lineup, and you'd still end up with a rig that aces crash tests. They're nailing everything from small overlap front-to-side impact scores, and their standard iActive Sense suite covers the must-haves: automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, without making you climb trims just to get them. Compared to some rivals who love to make adaptive cruise or rear cross-traffic alert an upgrade, Mazda's doing buyers a solid here. Even in the price-conscious CX-50 Hybrid, you're not stuck paying extra for the basics that should have been included from the start. Think of it like buying a truck and finding out the tow package comes standard. It's one less thing to haggle over, and you know you're rolling off the lot with it ready to do the job. So no, the cracks in Mazda's 2025 lineup aren't coming from safety. The real question is whether the tech inside these rides can keep up without tripping over its own wiring, and that's where things get interesting. Tech watchouts. Mazda interiors feel like they're built for folks who actually like driving. Clean lines, easy controls, nothing screaming for your attention. But dig a little into the tech history, and you'll see where things have gotten messy. Mazda Connect, the infotainment system that's been around for years, was the subject of a U.S. class action settlement over screen failures and glitches on certain 2014 to 2021 models. Mazda denied any wrongdoing, but they still agreed to reimburse or replace parts for eligible owners. Now, the good news. 2025 models use updated hardware and software. The laggy, ghost touch screens that drove some owners nuts aren't part of the current lineup. Still, a history like that sticks in buyers' minds, especially when you're dropping $40 to 50 Kelvin on a ride you expect to last a decade. Here's what ticks me now. Mazda's tech isn't just screens anymore. Advanced driver assistance systems need calibration after certain repairs. In Western markets, I've seen bills shoot up because a windshield replacement or bumper repair triggered a radar or camera recalibration. That can add hundreds, even over $1,000, to a repair that used to be simple. It's like owning a fancy espresso machine. You love the end result, but the upkeep costs more and takes more time than you thought. Mazda's tech today works well, but between the brand's infotainment baggage and the real costs of modern safety gear, buyers should factor in more than just the sticker price. And if you're weighing your options in 2025, there's one more thing you've got to think about. What's your plan when it's time to sell? That's where resale value and market swings come into play. What I'd tell buyers, this 2025. Here's the straight shot. Mazda builds some of the best driving crossovers in the business. But in 2025, you've got to be smart about which one you take home. If you're hunting for a midsize SUV that won't bleed you dry at the pump, the CX-703. 3-ton mild hybrids, 25 miles per gallon combined, just isn't stacking up against something like the Toyota Crown Signia Hybrid at 38 miles per gallon combined. Over 5 years, that gap can mean hundreds of gallons of fuel and thousands of dollars. In the compact crowd, the CX-50 Hybrid at 38 miles per gallon combined is the no-brainer if efficiency matters. Stack it against the gas CX-5 or CX-50, and you're looking at a 10 miles per gallon difference for just a few grand more up front, which, honestly, is a trade that pays itself back if you rack up miles. For folks torn between two Mazdas that look almost identical, take the CX-5 versus CX-50, or CX-70 versus CX-90, for example. Lay the specs out side by side: cargo space, fuel economy, price, warranty, and you'll spot their contrast easily. If the differences don't scream at you, pick the one that feels right in your seat and fits your life, not just the one the dealer wants to move. It's like choosing between two fishing spots. You can argue all day about which is better, but the right one's the one that actually gets you what you came for. In 2025, Mazda's got the bait. You just need to make sure you're casting in the right water.